Okay, so I had a question already. So pay attention because I think some of you have the same question. Law of sines, situations, angle, angle, side, angle, side, angle, side, side, angle. That's that ambiguous case. 0, 1, or 2 triangles. Okay? That's when you use law of sines. Law of cosines. Baluch, listen.
I'm good. I was just looking at the screen. What are you talking about?
I can hear you.
That was Alec.
No, it was you.
It actually was.
Okay, both of you then.
Ethan wasn't even talking.
Who were you talking to then?
Brighton.
All right, Brighton.
Yeah.
Quiet down. Thank you.
We were looking party streamers for some reason.
I don't know why.
They
I don't
taste
know why
really
either.
sour and bitter.
Okay. So side, angle, side, and side, side, side. You use law of cosines. Okay. So which one of these situations is number 1?
Angle, angle, side.
Angle, angle, side, which is sine. So the only thing I can figure out right now is, well, let me do angle B first, all right? So angle B, what's 88 and 59? 147? Right? What's 180 minus 147? 33?
Yeah.
All right, so angle B is the first thing I would do. If I have 2 angles, I'm going to find the missing angle. All right, now I'm going to use law of sines to figure out the other 2 sides. So I have A angle and A side. So I'm going to use that for both. And then for side B, oh, I know what angle B is, sorry. I'm going to use the 33. And for side C, I'm going to use the 88. You understand why? Use the angle that's opposite the side, right? Angle C is opposite side C. Angle B is opposite side B. Angle A is opposite side A, right? So I just cross multiply and divide, and I'll get my 2 answers for B and C. Make sure we're in degree mode when you do this. It should be, because you've been doing this for a while now, it should be in degree mode, your calculator. But I always like to check to make sure. All right, I'll clear that out, hit the mode button just to check. Degree is highlighted, so I'm good to go there. So 13 times the sine of 33, close it up, divided by the sine of 59 will be what I need to put in for side B, which is 8.3. And then for C, I'm going to do 13 times the sine of 88 divided by the sine of 59. So I'm going to hit second enter and go up and change 33 to 88. And that's 15.2. Any questions? Simple, right?
I had it 15.16.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
Questions? Serenity, got that?
Yeah.
All right. Number 2. What situation do we have? Nope. Side angle side. The angles between the two sides. All right? Side angle is when the angle's not between the two sides. Okay? There's a difference. All right? So this is side angle side. Which means which law?
Sine.
Cosine. Side angle side and side is cosine. So, since you're given angle A, which side are you going to get? A. All right, so you're going to use the A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2 times B times C times the cosine of angle A. All right, so that's going to give me a number. I can put all of that in my calculator. So 5.8 squared plus 13 squared minus 2, 5.8, 13, cosine 67. So I always like to check, make sure I put everything in right. It's always minus 2, right? Hit enter. And it's 143.7. So take the square root of that answer. We get 11.988. So I'm going to just make it 12 for side A. Now, Preston, which angle do I find next, B or C? B, because it is smaller. Whenever we go from law of cosines to law of sines, find the smaller one. So we're going to go sine of 67 over 12. The 12 we just found out. And then sine of B, because it's smaller, over 5.8. Does everybody know why B is smaller? Because side B is the smallest side, right? We understand that? Okay. So on this one, I'm going to go 5.8 sine of 67 divided by 12. And that's what the sine of B equals. So to find angle B, I have to hit inverse sine of that, okay? Which we hit on our calculator, second sine for inverse sine, second answer, so we don't have to type that in. We get 26.4 for angle B. So then I'm going to add 67 to that answer and subtract from 180 to find angle C. Plus 67, enter, 180 minus that answer, 86.6. Questions? Simple. Tomorrow's quiz is only 5 problems, not 7. So you'll have time to make sure you get it all done. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Like the last time.
Yep, last quiz before exam. We're good on 2? Did you get it right, Beluche?
Yeah.
Nice. I know, this is easy, isn't it? All right. Which situation is this one?
Side.
Yeah, this is a side angle. Okay. So there could be 0. If I get an error once I set up, okay, which law, first of all, then I guess? Sine, right? So this is law of sines. And this is the one where I could get 0. That's if I do my cross multiplying divide and get an error. All right. And then when I hit second sign, second answer, I get the error. That's what I would get it. Okay? You just say 0. You get 1, then you need to check for the second to get an answer. And I'll show you how to check here when we get to that point. All right, so the only thing I can figure out since I have side B is angle B. So I'm going to go sine of 78 over 3.9 equals the sine of angle B over 3.6. All right. So 3.6 times the sine of 78. Make sure you close up the parenthesis there after the 78. Divided by 3.9. All right. So when I do this point, find this second sign, second answer. If I get an error, I'm going to say no triangle. Okay. Second sign, second answer. I got an answer. So there is at least one triangle. And that's 64.5. So I'm going to check for a second triangle. So I go 180 minus that 64.5, which is what, 115.5? I'll do that in my calculator to make sure. 180 minus that answer. Yeah, 115.5. And then I add the original. 78 plus 78. And I get 193.5. So, do I have a second triangle? No, because it's bigger than 180. No second triangle. Okay? That's how I check. Questions on that? All right, since I don't have a second triangle, I'm going to go back and add 64.5 and 78 and subtract that from 180 to get my 37.5 for angle C. And then I have to find side C. So I'm going to go sine of 78 over 3.9. I always use the original numbers for my law of sines. And then sine of 37.5 over C. And cross multiply and divide. So 3.9 sine of 37.5. Close up the parenthesis, divided by sine 78, close it up, and that's 2.4. So side C is 2.4. Questions? Let's see, is that what I got on mine when I did it? Make sure I didn't make mistakes. We good? Yes, Caleb.
So on the test, when we do the law, like this for law cosine, do we have to find the second triangle in those ones?
Law of cosines, you don't ever have to look for a second triangle.
Law of sine.
Yeah,
Do we have
when it's side angle, you should check because there might be a second. All right.
Like, even when it says don't find, like even like it doesn't say.
What do you mean? Even if it doesn't say?
Like the word count that says it find the second triangle.
Yeah.
But that one doesn't. So we
Doesn't say that. You still should check. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Varner, put your phone on the table so I can see it. Up front, so you can't touch it. You too, Scott. All right. From now on, you two have to put it over there when you get here because you can't seem to not look at it. It's too much of a problem for you. Which situation we got here? Side. Which law? Cosines. Which one are we going to find? Biggest one. So that's which one? C. So 10 squared equals 6 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 6 times 7 times the cosine of angle C. So this is when we have to solve for the cosine. 42 times 2, 84. Okay. 36 plus 49 is what? 85? Is that right? So I'm going to subtract that 85 over. Do not do 85 minus 84. That's wrong. You can't subtract that 84 from the 85 because the 84 is being multiplied by the cosine of C. Okay? So that's a 15 equals negative 84 times the cosine of C. So we divide by the negative 84. And we get a decimal. Did I write that down? Negative 0.1786 equals the cosine of C. All right, so I'm going to just put that 15 divided by negative 84 in there. So there's that decimal. This is law of cosines. Second cosine, second answer. Right, Colin? All right, so that gives me C was 100.3 degrees. Maddie, did you have a question?
No.
Okay. All right, which one are we going to get next, A or B? Right.
A, but can I use the restroom?
Yeah. So we're going to go sine of A over 6 equals the sine of 100.3 over 10. Okay. Again, all cosines, I don't have to worry about looking for a second triangle. All right, so 10. No, that's wrong. Yeah. Wait a minute. What did I do wrong? Oh. Oh, that's a 6. I keep thinking it's an ugly 6. I think it's a B. Like I'm messing up. There we go. 6 times the sine of 100.3. Clear that out. 6 sine 100.3 divided by 10. Have a decimal. Second sine, second answer to find that angle. 36.2. Add the 100.3. And subtract that from 180. 43.5. Questions? Rosalie?
Did you go with A because it's the smallest? They
Yes.
so much.
Always go for the smallest. When you go, after you do the law of cosines once, go for the smallest one. Okay. Questions? All right. Sky, you all right? Skylar? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just really confused when I'm looking at this. I'm looking at how Debsy got it, and I'm not getting that answer.
We're not to 7 yet. When we get there, okay. Which is situation we got? Angle, side, angle. Law of sines, right? Whenever you have two angles, it's law of sines. All right, so I'm gonna go 85 and 24. What's that? 109. So what's 180 minus 109? 71. That's what I would do first. Okay, this was angle side angle. So C is 71 degrees. So I've got side C, so I'm going to go sine of 71 over 12. And here it doesn't matter which ones you go for. I'll just go for B. 20 sine of 24 over B. I'm sorry, not capital B. Side B is small b. And then sine of 71 over 12. Sine of 85 over C. So I'll do those two and get my two answers. So 12 sine 24 divided by sine 71. And B is 5.2, which would be down here. And then this one, second enter. Then I don't have to type it all in again, and it's hit an 85 now. And 12.6 for C.
Before we plug it in. What?
Oh, yeah, it was A. You're right. My bad. Thank you. Questions? Easy, right? All right, 6 is just like 4. A side, side, side. Okay? We did another one of those just because that one seems to give us the hardest problem. So 15 squared. This again, side, 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 law of cosines. 15 squared equals 10 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 10 times 8 times a cosine, and this would have been angle B, the biggest one. So 225, 100, 64, 20 and 8 is 160. So that's 164. I'm going to subtract it over. And that was 61. And divide by the negative 160. And it was negative 0.3813 equals the cosine of B. So I'll go over here and we do the 61 divided by negative 160. Go second cosine, second answer. Law of cosines, 112.4. We're going to go for angle A because it's the smaller one. Okay, so I move my calculator back so we can see what we're supposed to type in. 8. I'm just going to go sine. I got that in there. I'm going to do sine of that first. Sine of that answer times 8 divided by 15. And then second sine, second answer, get 29.5 for angle A. Add the 112.4 to that. 180 minus that is angle C. 38.1. So it gave me an extra one to practice for a side. Questions? Get the biggest one first. And then when we go to law of sines, the smallest one, right, Brendan? We're getting it now? Pretty easy, right? All right, this one, what do you think is going to happen here? Two triangles. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Two triangles. Am I going to try to trick you?
No.
No, I'm not. All right, so I just draw a quick one. It doesn't matter what it looks like, where A, B, and C are. Just so it's a triangle. Side A is 14, side B is 20, and angle A is 39. Okay, so it's a side angle one. All right. And I can only find B, law of sine. So sine of 39 degrees, so 14 equals the sine of angle B over 20. So 20 sine 39 divided by 14. Second sine, second answer, 64 degrees. We'll just go with that. All right, so I'm looking for a second triangle. So I go 180 minus 64, which is 116, plus 39. 6 and 9 is 15, 12 and 3 is 155. Is that bigger or smaller than 180? Smaller. Therefore, second triangle, right? So, I'm going to draw my second triangle. It all looks exactly the same to start. Okay? Now, I guess we'll make this a different color here. This B is 64. All right? This B is the supplement of that for your second triangle. Not the 155. That's where kids make a mistake. 155 just lets you know that you do have a second triangle because it's less than 180. But it's the supplement of the one you got. Okay? So, I should have done that in my calculator. So, here's what I like to do. Minus, and then add 39. Okay? That's in my calculator already. So I'm going to finish the second triangle first. So I'm going to go 180 minus that, which is 25. And then I'm going to go sine of 39 over 14 equals the sine of 25 over C. To find this C. All right. Move over for a sec so I can see that. So I got the 25 in there, so I'm going to take the sine of that answer, times 14 divided by sine of 39, and I get 9.4. So that's second one's done. So then I go back and I finish the first one. That's how I do it. You don't have to do it like I do it. I just try to save myself some time because the stuff's already in the calculator. So I'm going to go 64 plus 39, and that's 77. 180 minus 103, 77, right? Then I'm going to go sine of 39 over 14, and sine of 77 over C. So 14 sine 77 divided by sine 39 and get 21.7. And I'm all done with that problem.
Did you want us?
Skylar. Did that help?
Yeah, my calculator was in radio mode, it switched back.
Okay. That's what,
Do you want us to label it? Send yours?
no, you don't have to. Ben?
So how do you know?
How do you know what?
How do you know if like when to do the opposite? So like opposite. You know what I